Hey guys, what is up? This is Harry Talks Movies and TV, and this is my official spoiler review of Halloween Kills. So guys, I want to start off by saying this is a false spoiler review, so if you have not seen the movie, go watch it and then come back to this video. But this is going to be my full thoughts and review of the entire movie as a whole. So starting off, I want to say I really like this movie. I didn't like it as much as I liked the last one, the 2018 Halloween. It's not reboot, but sort of, sequel to the original Halloween. I did not like this one more than I liked the last one. I loved the last one. The last one was terrific. But I did really like this one. I know a lot of people don't, but I do really like it, I get, of course I have problems with it, but for the most part I liked it. It wasn't so much fun like the last one. Like the last one felt fun, like a fun horror. This kind of feels not disturbing, I want to say, but like sort of like a little bit more intellectual, or like, yeah, sort of just a bit more depth to it, but also not at the same time. So it's like, yeah, it's confusing to explain, but I felt like the last one was more fun. This one wasn't as fun to watch, but it was good to watch, like I enjoyed it. Yeah, it serves as a good sequel, like this is a middle part. Halloween Ends is the next movie. It's going to be a trilogy. This feels like a part two. It does. It feels like a second part, which is what it's supposed to do. Michael is terrifying as ever. There's some really suspenseful moments in the movie. Some fucking brutal kills, man. Oh my god, there's a reason this movie is called Halloween Kills. There are some brutal kills in this movie. It's insane. But they're not fun. But they're fun, but it's not fun. Michael's got this sort of decorative, fun way of killing and like displaying the bodies and stuff. But it's just disturbing in that way. But now I want to start off by saying I really like there's sort of two parts to this story. There's the Strode women, the Allison, Laurie, and Karen, and there's also the angry mob, which I really loved both sides. I feel like Laurie especially was very, very sidelined in this movie. She spent the majority of this movie in a hospital, which I don't know how good of a choice that was, but it makes sense for a middle part. In the end of it, she's gonna go kill Michael. But yeah, so she was really heavily sidelined in this movie. Karen was great in this movie. I loved her. Judy Greer, she was fantastic because she sort of went along with the mob towards the end of it. I don't know the actress's real name, but the actress who plays Allison, she's really good. She's also part of the mob, going after Michael this time instead of running away from him in the last movie. This time they're going after Michael, which is cool. I really like how they got some characters returning from the original. They got Lindsay, they got the little girl, they got Lonnie. They just got a bunch of these people from the original film, which is really cool to see. And yeah, I really love the mob aspect of it. Like these people, come together, they want to kill Michael. It's a really awesome sort of aspect of the movie. If I do have some problems with this movie, I'd say it is just not as fun as the last one. Like the last one was really exciting and fun. This one feels more, like just stuff is happening. It's not necessarily fun, and this movie doesn't really move the story of Michael along, like it's sort of the lore and the mythology of him, and like sort of origins or stuff. It doesn't really move that story along. It's just, yep, Michael survived in the first one, and now he's back and killing people again, and they want to go kill him. It's conflicting. I really like this movie. I just don't love it because of how heavily Laurie and stuff have been sidelined. How it's just, yeah. And there's one thing that really confuses me, and I suppose we'll get the answer to this in the next one. But I just want to say, is Michael human? Because in the end of it, the mob that's chasing him around. I want to talk about Tommy's character. He's really awesome. I think he's Tommy, and I don't know her name, the woman that was the little girl in the first movie. I think I might be getting this wrong. Laurie was their babysitter. Tommy and the woman with the black hair, I forgot her name. But yeah, so Tommy was getting babysat by Laurie, and they have this really awesome moment where he comes into the hospital and he's like, Laurie, you protected me 40 years ago, now I'm going to protect you. Obviously it doesn't go that way. But yeah, it was really cool. I like seeing those characters from the first one that had a really tiny appearance. It was the nurse and the doctor. They had a really tiny appearance in the first one, but in this one they got a pretty substantial role. So it was good. Obviously they both died, but you know, it was cool to see them back. I love the community aspect of it, like I said. Is Michael human, is what I was going to ask. They fucking beat the shit out of him in the last, it's sort of like the last scene of the movie, the last part. He gets a pitchfork to the back, he gets stabbed, he gets shot 6 times in the chest, he gets stabbed in the spine, he gets beaten brutally with bats and, you know, wooden sticks, and he just gets back up and starts slashing their throats and literally massacres an entire mob of people with guns and like bats and weapons and knives. And it's just, is he human? And you know, towards the end of it, Karen was really spectacular in this movie. I loved her last bit where she grabs his mask and she gets her revenge on him. It's just because she's had to deal with it her whole life, and she finally gets that revenge on him when she stabs him in the back while he's on the floor. But then towards the end of it, she dies. She literally dies. And I didn't really like that. Like, I wanted her to survive till the next one because she was such an awesome character in this movie. I wanted it to be all 3 of them against Michael in the last one, but I guess not. I guess it's just going to be Allison and Laurie, which, you know, I'm fine with. They're cool characters. Now, the opening of this movie was fucking crazy. He literally massacres an entire fire department. Like, Jesus Christ. I didn't even know if he's human. I'm so excited to find out if he is. Like, that was an awesome scene. Awesome sequence. And also this movie flashes back to, I don't know when, it's like around the original movie. And it follows Hawkins, the cop from the first one who we thought died but he actually survived. It follows him, and it was cool. You know, they did really cool. They made it actually look like the 70s, and it was cool seeing Michael. You know, like not younger, but you know, with the fresher mask, you know, from the original one, he looked like it. But yeah, this was a cool movie. I liked it. I like how they sort of focused on Michael's house. I didn't like this though. They changed it that he's not obsessed with Laurie. He's just obsessed with his house. I don't really like how they changed that. Because he just, you know, he wasn't after Laurie in this movie. He was just wanted to kill people and he wanted to go back to his house, his childhood house, and it was just, yeah, it was crazy. I don't like how they did that. I think it should be about Laurie and Michael. Those two, you know, yin and yang, sort of. I don't know. They're sort of, yeah. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. If you guys liked the video, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Give me a like and subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.